Why is it so difficult to find the next Elon Musk?
So, well, the certain people are exceptional at what they do. And the reason they are called exceptional is because they are rare. If anybody was playing at that level, they would just be average. And so the answer is almost these are exceptional people who have this exceptional combination of traits that at our point in time in history work really well, right? Everything comes together. There's luck in it too. We have to admit
Mhm.
there's luck in all these things. But consistently, certain people do much better than average, right? Much better than luck. Are there other Elon Musks out there? Absolutely. There are lots of people with that potential. Do they get the chance in their life to always succeed at the level he does? Absolutely not. We know the world isn't fair. Everybody with talent doesn't always get the break they need to succeed, whether you're trying to be an actor or a business person or whatever you're trying to do, especially in these hit driven businesses like business and entertainment and things like that. If you're just an accountant, okay, you can be, the best accountant in the world, but nobody will ever know, right? But maybe your clients, because you don't get a lot of attention. The point is there are lots of them out there, but all these things have to coalesce in the right way for them to achieve their full potential. Now, as an individual, if you have these traits, there are things you can do in your life to up the odds of things coming together for you in the right way. Doesn't mean it's a guarantee, right? People get sick, people have health issues, people have family issues, all these different things, can block you from achieving that next thing. But your job, if you do believe in yourself and you believe you have a lot of potential, maybe not Elon Musk level, but you have potential to do great things in this world. Your job is not to put yourself under pressure, not to make yourself feel bad for not having achieved them yet, right? Your job is to say, look, it's a challenge. Everybody's life is a puzzle. Every puzzle is different. My puzzle is different than Elon's puzzle, than Bill Gates's puzzle, than Steve Hoffman's, Captain Hoff's puzzle. They're all different puzzles. I'm given my own unique puzzle, and I'm going to try to put it together. And everything, if you look at these obstacles, which you're going to face, these incredible challenges, which everybody faces in their life, you are going to see that they may come together at this point in time in your life. They may not. A lot of it's out of your control. But what you can do is put yourself in a position to maximize the chance of them happening.
Cap, what does the role of vulnerability play in today's leader?
So it's funny. There are leaders who are highly empathetic. There are leaders who express their weaknesses and their vulnerabilities very clearly. And there are leaders who don't, and they still lead, right? There are people out there who are more like dictators. They really don't express vulnerability. They are tough, hard, demanding people who never give an inch, and they succeed. So all these trends, right, that go around, these kind of memes and people talking, oh, good leader has to be vulnerable. Let me tell you, from an employee's perspective, it's always nice to have a boss that admits when they're wrong. It's always nice to have a boss that is empathetic to their employees and encouraging. Do you have to be that type of boss in order to get results? You can get results being that way, and you can get good results, and you can make your team feel much better about themselves psychologically, emotionally, health wise, because people under stress often that directly affects your health, and if you're demanding so much of them, it's never black and white. There are so many different types of leaders and personalities. Vulnerability is one trait, if used in the right way, in the right circumstances, can yield good results. Is it necessary? No. Does it always work? There's a balance to everything. That's my answer.
It's a good answer. I certainly would agree with you there. So then is the better question the quality of being authentic? I would say people work their way up the ranks. They maybe change along the way as a human being or as a leader, and they maybe try to be a different kind of leader or or what they think should be a leader or who they
I
think should be a leader. Do you follow what I'm asking you? Is authentic the
I
real
think
trait?
that's the right question. I think you really nailed it there because it's not whether you're vulnerable that people respond
Mhm.
to, right? It's whether they believe in you, right? And are you true? Are you speaking honestly to them? Are you authentic to yourself? Or is there a mask in front of you? Are you hiding something? And this comes down to trust, right? People want a leader that they believe in and belief requires trust. I trust this leader is going to take us in the right direction. I might not even like them as a person. I might not necessarily like every decision they make. And great leaders often make decisions that even the majority of their followers, their employees, do not like. But that's part of being a leader, is taking them in that direction, whether they like it or not. You are leading, you are not following. But being authentic is really important. So you look at really good leaders, especially ones who use charisma well, right, to their advantage. And they are authentic, right? You look at Elon Musk, he is authentically Elon Musk, like him or hate him. And, it's traits about him that I don't like, and there are certain things about him that I admire, but he is authentic. You look at other great leaders out there, they come across as who they are. And if they have a mask, if they're not being genuine with you, people tend not to follow them. They tend not to believe in them. And that doesn't necessarily, if they're super smart, I know they did a study out there and they were found that the greatest thing that determines somebody's ability to create wealth for themselves and for others, the greatest number one attribute is none of what we've talked about so far. It's simply intelligence. It comes down to intelligence. Like, are they really smart, right? Can they figure stuff out ahead of other people, right? And act upon it, right? So if they're really smart, they can get away with not necessarily being authentic or compassionate or any of these other traits, because they just invent something or figure something out or invest in the right way, and they can make a lot of money. So all of these things, it's always a combination, right, of different attributes. Like I say, intelligence, authenticity, charisma, ability to see the future, all, ability to get employees, to follow you and go wherever you go, all of these different things. But authenticity is a great attribute that people should work on, because it does build that human connection, which is so important in leadership.
This is fantastic, Steve, because I will be vulnerable with you right now and tell you that you've inspired me over the last few weeks as I got back into the game, recognizing that okay, this gentleman is putting himself out there. He's more than authentic. And I know I'm an authentic soul too, but as I brought myself back out into the game and back out in front of the camera and back out in front of the mic, I'm largely an introverted soul. But it was that, no, what works for me and who I am is who I am. I can't get away from that. And as I kept watching you, I'm like, yeah, as I've looked in the mirror at my gray hairs and my lines on my forehead, I recognize that, yeah, my wisdom's worth something. So you know what? To hell with it. I'm going to go and be myself. And I'm going to go and put myself out there and be the business athlete that I am. And those that want to follow, those that don't want to follow, that's fine too. But I got to say, it was your authenticity. And then I hope that people that are watching you and I going, wow, those guys are authentic. Maybe that'll encourage me to be authentic as well. Because that really is, I believe, the trait that people get behind, right? Whether you're going to succeed or fail, if I believe in Steve Hoffman, right, and he's going to show himself to me and he's going to lay himself bare to me, I can get behind that. I really can. So,
Yes. I think all of us, we want to see the real human behind the person. And sometimes that is, like you said, revealing vulnerability. Other times it's other traits that it's just like showing people who you are. There are people who can be assholes out there, right? Really assholes, but they're authentic assholes. People respond to them. I mean, look at Steve Jobs, right? Even Elon Musk, they are not nice people to work for. They're probably not people who would enjoy hanging around. Most people, if they weren't famous, you wouldn't enjoy hanging around them. But they are not ashamed to be who they are. And I think all of us, we all, like, I'm a very different type of person than they are. You're a very different type of person. Each one of us, we just have to find who we are. And then we just, have to let it out. Like you said, you were introverted. I am an introvert. Like, people don't realize it. I come across as an extrovert, but I was naturally, like, always a shy kid, an introvert. And it took me a while to figure out how to just be myself, like on a podcast like this, like in front of other people. Like, at first, I was like the worst person you would ever interview. Like, you and I would be so awkward and self-conscious and, not able to express myself. And this is the beauty of life. You can change yourself. You can fundamentally change yourself. So never let anybody tell you can't change, right? Like, even me, I'll cast judgment on people and say that person isn't worth investing my time, right? Like I told you, like certain entrepreneurs, I say, I can't help them. But what I'm saying to them really is, I can't help you right now, right? Because you have to change yourself before I can help you. You have to change who you are, and then you'll be a different person and come back to me. And yes, I can invest a lot of time in you. Like, I can see the potential at that point. So ultimately, it's up to us. Our brains are very malleable. Our personalities are malleable. Things we think are set in stone. And I think you probably experienced this yourself. Like I thought shyness was something you couldn't change, right?
Mhm.
You could not change. Like if I got nervous around people, like a non-shy person never understands this. They have no clue of what it is to be a shy person because they have never felt that. But when you are that person, it feels impossible to change. And then all of a sudden you discover you could change those things. You could actually totally transform how your like traits that you thought were you, like that were inextricable from your identity, from your personality, those can actually be changed. And so I look at people and I'm telling them, you can change how you react to things emotionally. You might be overreacting and you might be, too, emotional to really handle. You can change how you react to stress and deal with anxiety, all these things. Like you're a physical athlete, but you are also a mental athlete. Like if you're going to be a business athlete, it requires the same level of mental athletics. And athletics is training, right? We all know this. Like if you're going to become a great basketball star, you could have all the gifts, natural gifts in the world, but if you don't practice like crazy, you're never going to become a great basketball player. You're never going to be a Magic Johnson, a Michael Jordan, whoever it is. You will never hit that level without a lot of hard work. So it's a combination of three things: natural talent, your ability to change and work hard, and your unrelenting determination that you just won't give up.